Football is
America.
America.
Football is America. If you don't like it, you can kiss your candy ass.
For the moment in time, I don't give a damn.
Oh my God!
You love this.
It's 30 to 27. Chiefs win. Chiefs win 30 to 20. But now, Kyle, it's time.
Top 5, no debating. Top 5.
Top five. Kyle?
Top 5.
Of course, there's more than 5 teams left in the playoffs, but it is still the top 5. That's what we're going to do. We're going to keep it that way. And go ahead and sue us. Please don't sue us. Let's get into our top 5 for the last 8 remaining teams in the playoffs. I can't remember. I believe you went first last time. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. I went first last time, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. All right. So I will go first this time and look. This was a tough decision. These last 8 teams are the best in the NFL right now. So, take it for what it's worth. Remember, it's the top 8. There's still like a ton of other teams, 24 other teams that aren't on this list. So my number 8, starting off, is going to be the Bucs. Why the Bucs, Kyle? Why the Bucs? I know they just beat the Eagles 32-9. Their defense was awesome. Baker Mayfield, broke a franchise record, 337 yards, 3 touchdowns. I just think 7 other teams are better than them. And that's it. That's it. That is it. Plain and simple. That is it, right? We talked about how good they are, and they proved that in this wild card round. I just think the other 7 teams in these playoffs are going to be overall better than the Bucs. So at number 8, I've got the Bucs.
Yeah, I got the Bucs too. And it's not so much a hit on them. It's just the fact that they're even in the conversation, I don't even think Buck fans would be like, what? 8? Yeah, yeah, 8. But it's still, there's still time for them to prove that they can move their way up the chart. It's just, it would be very much of an overreaction to just be like, oh, the Tampa Bay at 3.
Yeah, top 4 teams.
Yeah, but the way they played, it makes me want to shoot them up. So that's definitely a positive thing. But I'm gonna be like you. I'm gonna manage that temptation. I'm gonna leave them at 8 for now and see what they do next week. But I got them at number 8 too.
At number 7 for me, the division hate is real. I've got the Packers at number 7. Again, it's tough to really come down to 8 to the final 8 teams and rank them in order. What the Packers did to the Cowboys was outstanding. Again, 41-16 through 3 quarters, and Jordan Love showed out and showed up for sure. Aaron Jones was an absolute monster. But again, 6 teams I think are better than the Packers. Got them at number 7.
All right, at number 7, I got the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs pretty much limped into the playoffs offensively. They did run the football well with Isaiah Pacheco, and they had maybe their best offensive game so far. But a team like Miami that, although they only got 6 first downs the entire game, there was enough on display for me to feel like, okay, yeah, the Chiefs are good, but Miami's also beating themselves with their play calling and their missed tackles and all that. So I know everyone's feeling great about Kansas City right now, but it's just one game, just like the Bucs.
Yeah.
Like the Kansas City did not come into the playoffs as a hot team. We were waiting for a switch to get flipped, and it feels like they did flip a switch, but this next week will be the real test of that. I'm going to have them there at number 7.
And my number 6 is your number 7. I've got the Chiefs at number 6. I feel the same way, man. It was one game. It was against a team in the Dolphins that, again, hasn't proven that they can beat somebody, in that's above 500 and then has a very good offense, has a good defense. The Chiefs were a great test for them. And the Dolphins, proved it again that they cannot beat those type of teams. And the Chiefs, offensively, they've had their issues. We've talked about it. Rashee Rice was finally someone that Mahomes can go to kind of quell those drops, all those drops. Like, finally, I got my guy. It may not be Travis Kelce anymore. It's Rashee Rice, and Isaiah Pacheco was doing really good. That's why I got the Chiefs at 6.
At number 5.
No, you got 6.
8, 7, 6. Yeah, sorry. At number 6, I have the second highest AFC team. I have the Texans.
Ooh.
And keep in mind that we're all the way at 6, but this can still easily be a Super Bowl team. There's only one other AFC team that I haven't mentioned yet. So, or 2. So I'm going to put the Texans there for now. I do think the kind of game they had, CJ Stroud, I love them to make a Super Bowl push. I think that they are. Oh, actually, I have the Ravens at 6.
Shut your fucking mouth. Oh my God.
I have the Ravens at 6.
God.
Look, I totally forgot about that because the Ravens are whatever. I got the Ravens there because
wow.
The difference between CJ Stroud and Lamar Jackson is we don't have a playoff game that is going to go down as memorable as what CJ Stroud just did as a rookie. That game doesn't exist. Now Lamar Jackson's playing at an MVP level. He's probably going to win MVP, but I still think that what the Texans just did against the league's best defense. Okay, so now they got to go do it again against the Ravens. I don't think it's that big of a difference from the defense they just played. And on the other side, I just think I think the Texans right now are trending in the right direction, where the Ravens haven't played a football game in almost 21 days for the starters. I don't like that for the Ravens. And it is possible to get fired on your day off. The Ravens are going to get dropped in my power rankings in a bye week not because the Ravens got worse. It's because all these other teams, they're hot. And the playoffs is all about momentum and getting hot at the right time. These other teams, fortunately for them, they are the hottest teams in the AFC right now.
So the 49ers must be at number 5. My number 5 team is going to be the Texans. CJ Stroud, what a performance by a rookie quarterback in his first playoff game. Rookie head coach, young players all around him. What he did to the league's best defense, like Kyle just said, was just amazing. So, what they did and what they did offensively too, able to get the ball away from Flacco and score on 2 interceptions. Just amazing overall team effort by the Texans. And that's why they are my number 5 team. Kyle, number 5.
Number 5 is the Houston Texans. Everything you just said, the way CJ Stroud's playing right now, I love their chances to go in. CJ Stroud's got poise, and he has a Patrick Mahomes type aura about him. And we're going to find out. We're going to find out. I think this is going to be a really, really big game. Now, the Texans, their season could end, and it would still be considered a win, even with a loss at this point. But they're just there's a part of me after seeing that performance last week that is screaming inside my head that we're not done watching the Texans this year.
Love it. Love it. All right. Top 4. Here we go. At number 4 for me, this was a very, very tough decision. I've got the Bills at number 4. The Bills are my number 4 team.
Is that too low?
Oh, I don't want to hear it. Ravens at 6. I don't want to hear it. The Bills have been playing out of their minds. Josh Allen won that game yesterday for the Bills. He is in playoff Allen mode. And if he can continue to do that, just like Kyle and I said, they're very much well on the road to a Super Bowl appearance and possibly a victory. The Bills are my number 4 team.
All right. I gave you a hard time, but I'm not too far off with that one. But at number 4, I'm going to take the Detroit Lions.
Ooh.
I think the Lions they could easily go to the Super Bowl. We've hit the territory of Super Bowl teams. Okay.
Mhm.
So it's not even a shot at any of these teams, but
Yeah.
there is there's one thing about the Lions where I'm not sure what to expect from them moving forward. They got that first win. That first win is huge. They played a great game. It was a team win. And I think the Detroit Lions are a great football team. So that they come in at number 4, potentially going all the way this year.
And my number 3, Kyle, is your number 4. I've got the Lions at number 3, what they were able to do against the Rams team. Look, it was a close game, but we talked about the heart and soul of Jared Goff, Aiden Hutchinson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Dan Campbell, the guy at the top of that team. It's just something that you want to believe in, right? They almost seem like they really are that underdog story throughout. Like it's like for 30 years now, they are that underdog. So it is just something that you can completely relate to. And you almost, if you're not a fan of one of the remaining teams, you're rooting for the Lions to really go all the way and prove people wrong and to diminish their history of those losers. And for that reason, what they were able to do, I got the Lions at number 3.
At number 3, I got the Green Bay Packers.
I fucking knew it.
The Packers. They're going to come into Sunday's game as one of the league's hottest teams in the NFL right now.
Mm-hmm.
The Cowboys, they were a hot team themselves. They had won 16 straight in their building, but it didn't matter at all. The Packers, like you said, there was a swagger about them. Like we're here to win a football game. It doesn't matter who we're playing, where we play, as long as we got this young quarterback playing at the level he's playing. And it wasn't just that. If this isn't a team win, the Packers fall way down on my chart, but it was a team win. There were pick sixes. The defense didn't allow the best offense in the NFL to do anything until garbage time.
Yeah.
That is crazy. That is crazy. This is a team that had a 20-0 lead against a Super Bowl favorite out of the NFC, or the number 2 favorite. So I think when you win like that those are called statement wins. And there's just no way that I had the Packers around 7 last week. So there's no way that they would stay around that area after what they did.
Yeah. For me, my number 2 team is the 49ers. I truly am believing in that you can't get fired on your day off. The 49ers are my number 2 team. They got the bye week for a reason. They've become one of the most dominant teams in the NFL with a quarterback who started in the middle of last season and has been able to spread the ball around to his weapons and keep that cool head on his shoulders, leading them to the NFC championship game last year. Unfortunately, obviously had that injury, but he's doing it again this year, man. He is leading him to the playoffs, leading him to the number 1 in the NFC West. Got the 49ers at number 2.
At number 2, I have the Buffalo Bills. And for Buffalo, this is going to be their 4th straight divisional round appearance for them. Josh Allen's playing at a high level. The team's playing together. The vibes are right. The vibes are everything. Yep. If you really are like, well, how did Green Bay shoot up the list? Vibes. They passed the vibe check like with flying colors.
Someone sounds like Mike McDaniel.
So did the Bills. They passed the vibe check on what was that, Sunday? They passed the vibe check, and they're playing some of the best ball. They don't even get into the playoffs without pulling off a bunch of wins to close out the season. It's all about who's hot at the right time. Buffalo's the hottest team in the AFC, and I got them at number 2.
Love it. My number 1 team is the Dallas Cowboys. No, I'm just kidding. It is going to be the Baltimore Ravens are number 1 again. I'm going to continue that. You cannot get fired on your day off. The Ravens.
Top 5, no debating. Top 5.
It's gonna do it, folks, for top five.
You son of a bitch. And if you weren't here with us last week, I did that to Kyle like twice. It was hilarious. Kyle got my ass. I was like in the middle of it. I'm like,
The Raven. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
I love it. I love it. I do have the Ravens at number one. Again, you can't lose your job on your day off. What they've been able to do in this regular season, they've come from some questionable losses. We've mentioned that before. We're going to mention it again. But Lamar Jackson has really kind of held this team together on the offense. This defense is already great on its own. And they got a bye week because they were the best team in the AFC. And Kyle and I all season have said the AFC is the better conference. And they're going to prove it during the divisional round. I got the Ravens, number one.
And number one, I got the San Francisco 49ers. Brock Purdy and the 49ers. They're the number one seed in the NFC. I do have a little bit of question about them, but I got a little question about every team.
Yep.
There's not a team that I'm like, there's no questions. The only team that was kind of like that was the Cowboys in a way, but there was still the question about competitive teams and losing. The 49ers, though, I think if you take a step back, right, you got the three game losing streak. They had 2 losses on the entire season. So they went through a funk. Outside of that, only 2 losses the entire year. There was a couple moments where Brock Purdy just didn't look great. I am wondering, like, is Jordan Love going to outplay Brock Purdy?
Don't.
It's worth asking because
yeah,
he's just playing really high right now, but the 49ers have a great defense. They have Christian McCaffrey. They're healthy. Deebo Samuel, the George Kittle. I could go on and on. This is the most loaded team of any team available. This team has the most talent top to bottom. They have the best coaching staff top to bottom, the best GM. They're really, to me, just they have been, besides that 3-game losing streak, they've been the clear front runner to win the Super Bowl this entire year. So Green Bay is going to have their handful, but hey, they knocked Dallas off.
Love it. And everybody, that was our top five.
Top 5, no debating. Top 5.